Remember, behind the scenes is TV 14-ish, so you'll definitely hear a naughty word or two. Norbert's is having a sale on their Rainbow Rocker, 10% off. It's so cute and colorful. You totally want it for your gym. Go to norberts.net for a 10% discount on anything with the code GYMCASTICOctober. Norberts are also giving away a $50 Norberts gift card that can be used on anything in their online store. No minimum. Just follow Norberts Athletic on Instagram, then like and comment on the giveaway post. We have world champions. The U.S. won again, 7th consecutive world championship in a row. I didn't even have to look that up, you guys. Brazil won their first ever team medal, silver. No team has ever been happier except France, who won their third place. They just killed it. They were so focused. They did amazing. So they qualified in 7th and they came back to win a medal, third, their bronze. Melanie and Flavia finally got their world medals, you guys. I've only cried twice tonight. It's October 4th. Welcome to Gymcastic, the #1 gymnastics podcast in the galaxy. I'm Jessica. I'm here with Spencer from the Balance Beam Situation. And if you're a Club Gym Nerd member, make sure to switch over to your members only feed, which you can listen to on any podcast player. You don't have to listen on the website, but instructions are in the forum or in any of our behind the scenes posts. And if you're new here, if this is your first timer, you can click on the homepage. There's a I'm new here button. And that tells you how to do all the things. It tells you like what our most famous, most beloved episodes are, all the things. Also, we have a world headquarters link, and you can find all the podcasts, all the data, all the things. So, Spencer, let's start.
Yes. Okay. We'll start with the medals. We'll organize things, and then Jessica could like interject feelings as needed, because I assume you're just like busting and are going to not be able to keep it together for most of the show. Okay. So, gold to the United States, as you mentioned, 7th in a row, 9th world title overall for the U.S. women. The Soviet Union has the record with 11. So we're starting to get to the territory where next quad, we'll be talking about maybe the U.S. breaking that all-time record. Simone officially ties Latinina on 33 overall medals with the correct count for Latinina. So she's one away from having it herself now. Silver to Brazil. First team medal ever at Worlds. Jade Barbosa. Okay, so now 16 years between her first world medal and her most recent world medal, which is like nearly Chuso-esque. Chuso has 20, 91 to 2011 for her most recent. So she's got the record, obviously, but Jade is close. Also, just to take a moment for Flavia, because this is her first world medal. And the reason I think it's so exciting for like gym nerds, especially, that she now has an actual world medal is that she has been the example gymnast used for so long of like, this is how to do a switch ring. Watch Flavia and you'll know how to do a switch ring. This is how you perform on floor and are expressive and engaged. Watch Flavia, then you'll know how to do this. Like, she's been the one who's used to, they use her to teach medal winners how to be better. And yet she never had a medal herself. So it's extremely gratifying, I think, for everyone who likes gymnastics and likes form and execution and the code and all of that, that Flavia has a world medal, because no one's pure gymnastics has ever deserved it more.
Yep. I do want to mention, speaking of Brazil, Brazil once again stayed for 1,000 years to do media, and everybody pretty much interviewed Jade, Flavia, or Andrade. So we did an interview with Flavia and with Oliveira, and you guys, I cried, Oliveira cried, Enrique, their amazing media guy who's also a judge, cried. That should be posted tonight. And yeah, so so watch that when it comes out. But also Flavia is a beautiful, wonderful person. And she deserves this not just for her gymnastics, but also what an incredible, loving teammate she is and how much she sees her team and supports them. And speaking of that, I want to talk about France winning a bronze medal. We have an interview with Melanie, which will be going up tonight too. And I just want to talk about Melanie, who is one of the most talented gymnasts in the last decade. She has difficulty. She has beautiful form, crazy ass bars, can do all the hand turnaround, endo, inside out, shoulders, can actually dance. She is the perfect gymnast in every way, except we have watched her struggle for years and years and years to hit under pressure. She did not have the competition that she wanted to in prelims, but she helped qualify her team to the Olympics, the Paris Olympics, their home Olympics, and everyone's like, but don't they just get to go anyway? Because they get one spot.
And Jessica's saying everyone, and that's an impression of you like 2 days ago, where you were like, Spencer, don't they just get a team? And I was like, no.
I was saying
and now you're being like,
that don't
all
know,
of these
that wasn't
idiots.
Me. I know they don't get to go. I was saying that for the uninformed so they don't feel bad about themselves. My God, Spencer. This is called making your new listeners feel welcome.
No, well, that's good. I'm just noting that you're pretending
like
that you already knew that information when you had to ask me.
Welcome to Dreamcasting, you guys. This is how it works. So back to my heartfelt moment for Melanie, please.
Sure.
So we've watched her keep having these mental issues, switch gyms, move to another country, put up with American food, not have the greatest experience going back and forth to France when she had to be around her old coaches. We saw her have a brilliant performance when she performed at Classic in the US this year alongside her coaches. Yesterday after prelims, I saw her, she was sitting outside, crying like in a ball against a wall. And she went from that to her best all-around performance at a World Championships ever tonight. She put it all together. She hit all her routines. She was confident. She was on. She is the Melanie we always knew she could be, and she did it. And not only did she do it, she did it when her team needed her, and they won a historic medal. First team medal since 1950, you guys. 1950. So I just want to take a moment for us all to share in the glory of Melanie, like living up to her amazing potential when it mattered, and Flavia getting her medal. You guys, this was the best night. It was just so freaking great, except if you're Italy. But if you're
all of the falls, because it was also a disaster in the most entertaining possible ways. Melanie's vault was definitely a highlight of the competition for me. Like, she has never vaulted that well ever before. She was like, "Oh, I could stick your chicken to the vault." By the way.
It was so beautiful and so good. And I'm grabbing my notes over here. That's when I was like, oh shit, Melanie's going to do it. She's doing angry gymnastics. Melanie never does angry gymnastics. It's going to happen.
Here's a fun one for you. Colleen Deviart is now tied as the most decorated world or Olympic gymnast in French history. Because she has 2 medals. She has a world vault bronze, and now she has a team bronze, and that is tied for the most. And it's the most since 1950. So, if you want to write a treatise called Colleen Deviart is the greatest gymnast in French history, you have stats to work with. If you would like to do that, I'm super into it. Because for all the years that she didn't make teams because she's only a vault specialist, and they were like, you don't have enough events, we're not going to take you. And now it's like, deal with that.
Also, we have an interview with Boyer and Deviart coming up too. Don't miss that, because those two are hilarious together. They are just they need their own TV show. They are so funny. So we have an interview with them coming tonight too. I just they're a highlight. They're a total highlight.
Tuned. Subscribe to our YouTube is what Jessica's saying.
Yes. I am saying, because we work really hard on those, and people get very little sleep getting all of that stuff up. So we have that coming. Also, I wanted to. So let's talk more about how everybody finished.
Okay. So we have. So you want to go with in depth U.S. performance. Okay, so we should talk about the Joss Robertson injury first, because that was sort of the big news heading in. So touch warm up, does her chung. Did you see it happen live?
I saw it happen, and immediately she was down in a crouch and like didn't get up. And I was like, is no one noticing that she's not getting up? Because like both Sarah and Laurent were just like getting the, everything ready for the next person to vault. And she still was just like crouched. And it was like she tried to get up, but then she realized maybe she couldn't walk. And then she tried again. And then finally they noticed and, went and helped her. And Laurent just picked her up immediately. Carried her down. And this is how I knew like it probably was not some kind of like serious break, because, she could sort of stand, and he picked her up. He handed her to Cecile. Cecile has her in her arms, hands her to medical, and then she's whisked away. And then immediately you can see Sarah and Laurent are talking to the head judge. The head judge is like boobity-boobing to them. And then we see Leanne jump up on the podium. Leanne does one giant lunge on the right leg, one giant lunge on the left leg. Then she does
my right leg, got my left leg ready to go. Yeah.
Sumo squat, jumps up, does a vault. I was like, this is what you want college gymnasts on your team. Because she was like, I've already done this 175 times because I've done college gymnastics. Put me in. I'm ready. Boom. Great vault. Thank you very much. My name is Leanne Wong. Clutch.
Yes. Which is the job. I mean, it's great, but it's also like, yeah, if you're the alternate, that's the whole thing. Or, you're the alternate on that event. Be ready to go. You got to be ready to go. Yep.
And she was ready right then. Like, she got carried off. She was jumping. She yanked her pants off, threw them in the corner, was up on the podium. Yeah, but I mean, this isn't the first time, right? We've seen this happen.
My God, this is something that the U.S. needs to start, like, addressing. Because, like, how many times have we seen something like this exactly happen? This is Regan Smith 2017. Simone at the Olympics was kind of a different issue, but, you had to make a last-minute change. It's Peshek, I was shocked, didn't talk about it. I was like, this has happened to you on the broadcast. Yeah. Peshek didn't mention it even once. I was like, you literally had this exact same thing happen at the 2008 Olympics.
Regan Smith was the mats fault. We all know those 2017, those mats got Kohei, those hard-ass cold French mats. They got Kohei. They got, Quebecian Montreal mats. They got Kohei. They got Regan Smith. Definitely the mats fault.
Yeah. I'm not saying, like, it's all the same person's fault. Like, we don't have Marta anymore, and you can always blame everything on Marta. It's very convenient and usually right. But I'm saying this has happened a lot. The moral of the story is I'm only going to mention once that wouldn't it have been nice to have Khalil Lincoln to come in on vault and floor when Joss went down. But I'm just going to say it once. I'm going to say it once, and then we're not going to talk about it anymore.
But also the moral of the story is Leanne Wong clutch as fuck. That's her new nickname.
I mean, yes, she is, and we love Leanne. Beam didn't go great.
Yeah. But, she was attacked by a slippy foot, and at least she also like missed a foot like a little bit. She said her foot was off on her dismount. So thank God she didn't do her normal 2.5, and she just did a double sideways. I'm going to turn myself around, and it's fine. I didn't fall. That was the important thing about her beam dismount.
That's what most people do on their like wolf turns. It's a wolf double-ish.
Right, you didn't see my landing.
Somewhere in the very vicinity of 2 turns. Yeah. So
Simone's floor the absolute highlight?
Yes, that was the absolute highlight of the U.S. performance. It was like overall kind of a day, and then Simone was like, "The only thing I want anyone to remember from this meet is this floor routine right now, because it's going to be perfect, and we'll just forget everything else that happened leading up to this."
The best floor she's ever done. It's like the more people, the more pressure. Just the higher she goes, the more split she is, the more she dances. The best floor routine I've ever seen her do. Her first pass, I was sitting next to Kyle Schufelt the whole time, and we like, oh my God, it was so high, you guys. I mean, I know I say this every time, but I confirmed it. Heath agreed with me. Everybody was like, yes, that is the highest she has ever done a full twisting double layout. It was gigantic.
Yes, so I agree. Even on the stream, we could tell that it was like even higher than her usual. And I think even more laid out than her usual as a result of being so high. I was like, oh, there's not even that little pike this time. Like that was...
And she stuck every landing.
Yeah, I mean, not every landing, but like, yes, she stuck the last couple. She absolutely nailed that routine. If Simone and Andrade and Gadarova can all recreate their exact floor performances today in the floor final, this is going to be one of the best floor finals of all time, because they all absolutely nailed those routines today.
Three-way tie for gold, no silver or bronze. It's a perfect world. I'm not saying
a three-way tie for gold, but I'm saying those would be three amazing routines that would be very deserving of medals in a floor final. Okay. US overall, I feel like it was really similar to the Olympic team final in like a lot of ways. You had a gymnast not able to perform routines that you expected them to be in the lineup for. You had to have people subbed in. You had an 11. You had to count. Lots of routines that were like good, not the best you can do. You were a little nervous, you were a little tight, but you fought through it. And it's kind of like the only difference was that Russia wasn't there this time to win. And so no one thinks it's a problem, which it's not. Good job, you won. But like, you know, the only difference I think between the Olympic team final and this is that Russia wasn't there.
I do want to say though, I agree. The margin of victory is shrinking and shrinking for the US. It's getting closer and closer. But I do want to give a shout out to Sky for killing her bars, her only event here, and then Shai for doing a great job doing her beam routine and then not falling off when she did her little arch back.
Off, yeah.
She did her arch thing, and I was like, oh my God, wait, she's grabbing the beam like Flavia, which she doesn't need to grab the beam with her feet. And I was like, oh my God, she almost fell off the side of the beam on her archy thing, but totally saved it. And you wouldn't even know if you weren't looking at her feet grabbing. I was very impressed with that. She also tried her triple L turn. Good.
She tried her triple L turn. I'm sure did not get credit. But
yeah, I don't think so either.
I actually think she might not even have gotten double.
Do you? I think it didn't.
The heel drop. And her D score was only 5.5, so I was like, maybe they took a lot. But I don't know. But yeah, I don't think she got credit. I don't think Hatakeda got it either. Do we know?
Yeah, I don't think
she tried it. I think she was closer, but I don't think she got it. So maybe it's just going to be one of those things where someone submits it every year for like 2 decades.
And then
that's what I would like. And then no one gets it named after themselves. And then someone's finally like, it's a me. I did it.
I mean, the important thing is pusillanimouses will never be heroes, so good for them for both going for it.
Yeah. I think the moment of the competition for Shilese, was staying on beam after Leanne had gotten 11-7 in the first spot, because that could very easily have been one of those snowball moments. And it was like a tight beam, I would say, for Shilese. Like, she had some things, the wobble, that her layout to 2 feet with the leg up wobble, but she pulled it back. Like, I thought she was really composed through nerves, and that it was one of the impressive moments. Like, obviously Simone's floor was like the best quality routine for the US across the team final, but like in terms of impressive moments, like those things like Shilese staying on beam were incredibly significant. Yeah. And Lucas said in the comments here that Hatakeda did not get her triple L.
She did put in an inquiry and it was rejected. Rejected, her score didn't change, which is effectively like the judges throwing the code at you. No, they're not very mean.
Yeah.
I do want to talk about one more thing about Joss. So we could see she came out later on crutches and she had an ace bandage with a splint under her heel, but she was moving her ankle and like flexing and pointing her ankle. So, that can glean what you will from that, but hopefully, it's nothing too serious, or if it's something serious, it's plenty of time to get it fixed before Paris.
Yeah.
Yeah. And she still, she earned that medal. I'm really glad that Laurent and Simone knew enough not to do a Caroli carry on the podium with Joss.
She just got to like carry Strug herself up there, which fine. But
she hopped. They like, Simone was like always had one elbow and Laurent was like spotting her. And then she would just take off hopping because of course she doesn't need anyone. But they were like, Joss. Yeah. So
Where's Joss? She's hopping around.
She's hopping away.
Yeah, I thought she was, it's always sucks to be the one, to get injured right before the competition. But she was out there and as excited for the medal as if she had competed. then she was Joss through like even that what must have been a disappointment.
Did you? So the first reserve is Ellie. The first reserve for vault final, Ellie Black.
Mm-hmm.
So
mm-hmm.
now,
now Leanne was 2 per country.
Oh, because 2 per country. So Leanne will get in now if Joss can't.
Yeah. Correct? Or was Leanne lower? No, wait. Correct me. Fact checker, correct me, because Leanne got bumped down. I would need to look at the qualifying results.
Okay, so let me move on. Let me tell you guys about something while we fact check that. This I do want to tell you. I don't know if you could see what happened during beam warm-ups with Simone, but it was amazing and beautiful. But this is where we say goodbye to some, and we continue the conversation for our Club Gym Nerd members, because they are the people that pay for this trip. They pay their cheaper than a Starbucks coffee amount per month or per year to send us here. We work for you. We answer your questions. We go to the Mix Zone and find out what you want to know. And you guys are why we've been able to do this for 11 years, why we're going to continue to Paris and beyond. And we are so grateful to you guys. And because of that, we're giving away a full commissioned episode to one of you who has an active membership. So make sure your membership is active through October, and we're going to randomly pick a winner. So until tomorrow, which will be the men's all-around final, we'll see you back here after that. So thank you for listening. And now I'm going to tell you what happened on Beam. So Simone is doing her Beam warm-up, and then we hear this from the crowd.